Hello and welcome to Down the Road with Brian Mallard with special guest David Phillips, and this is chapter 3, assuming that the audio from chapter 2 actually pans out, and by now you've seen chapter 1, and we have some cool burial resting places to check out today of some notable people. At least one, maybe two. We'll get back to you.
Maybe three.
Maybe three. Let's check out a pretty notable grave here that's actually very close to where we are.
We just kind of stumbled upon it as we parked, fortunately. I guess if you really know your city history, everywhere you go in the cemetery is somebody famous buried here, or somebody of notoriety anyway in this community.
So we have here Mr. Henry L. Benning, Major General, Confederate States of America, Old Rock. Henry L. Benning, son of Pleasant M. and Melinda L. Benning, April 2nd, 1814 to July the 10th, 1875. This was a man.
Brian, I wanted to point something out to you here. You see these pennies laying around?
Yeah.
You know what that symbolizes? It's a military thing that you served in. The denomination of the coin dictates that you served either with the person or served in the military. The higher the denomination of the coin actually means that you served in combat or actually were there when the person died.
Wow.
When you see a quarter on the grave, that person that visited, that left that quarter, or whatever denomination. I'm going to leave a penny because I'm retired Army. So
right.
Out of respect for him, I'm going to leave him a penny. Because I served in the military also, at Fort Benning, of all places.
That's cool. Born in Columbia County, Georgia, on April 2nd, 1814, Henry L. Benning attended Franklin College prior to practicing law in Columbus. As a local attorney and a state Supreme Court judge, Benning played an active role in Georgia's secession in 1861. Entering the Civil War as colonel of the 17th Georgia Infantry Regiment, he eventually became a brigadier general. He was wounded at the Battle of the Wilderness, but continued his leadership of Benning's brigade until the surrender at Appomattox or Appomattox, whichever one you like to call it, because I'm not sure. After the war, Benning returned to Columbus and resumed his law practice. He died July 10th, 1875. Fort Benning is named in his honor. So we also have his family. There's Sally Benning, wife of Herbert Ladson Hull, daughter of Henry Lewis Benning, and Mary Howard Jones, January 17th, 1855, May 16th, 1949. I was getting the daughter and wife mixed there, yeah.
And here's their daughter. I'll assume this is her daughter. Because she was, they said 2 years old, 3 years old.
Lucius Chapel Hull.
Oh,
son of Herbert L. Hull and Sally Benning.
Yeah, that's these two. That's their son.
Yeah. December 23rd, 1887 to May 30th, 1889. Just a child. Seaborn Jones? What does that say?
It must have been, since his wife's maiden name is Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume this is some of her relatives, maybe, possibly.
Probably
maybe
so.
her father, maybe, or her brother, or
Seaborn Jones, son of Henry
and Mary Benning.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a son, General Benning's son then.
Born July 8th, 1840. Died December 13th, 1824, it looks like. 74. He bears the scars of battle.
Now here's Mary Howard, daughter of Seaborn and Mary Jones, wife of General Benning. So this is
Benning, wife.
Yeah.
Mary Howard, daughter of Seaborn and Mary Jones, wife of Henry L. Benning, born March 18th, 1817, died June 28th, 1868. And
here's another Mary Howard family. This is confusing. It was a big family, but and here's another Seaborn Jones. So that name is.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of them with the same name.
That's an interesting name too, Seaborn.
Right.
Mary, daughter of John and Jane Howard and wife of Seaborn Jones. January 13th, 1788. February the 4th, 1869. Seaborn.
See, there's another Seaborn Jones.
Son of Abraham and Sarah Jones. February 1st, 1788. March 18th, 1864. This is a very interesting monument. Sacred to the memory of Frances Eliza, consort of T.V. Rutherford, and daughter of Isaac and Perizade Mitchell, died August 16, 1846. 26 years and 5 months and 22 days. Okay, to those who knew her, it is unnecessary to describe her many virtues. To those who knew her not, language is inadequate. This is fascinating. This is a very interesting grave. This marble covers the remains of mother and infant daughter. Guardian angel, precious show. Hard to read that.
It's so old, it's hard to read anymore.
So there's a mother and a daughter buried there. This place is just enormous.
It is. It's a massive graveyard. I mean, you really can't tell the magnitude of how big it is standing right here in it, but it's just...
Yeah.
And I think it's the oldest one in Columbus, or it's the original. Well, I know it's probably the original one because the original hospital in Columbus was right over here where the present day hospital is now.
Let's walk up this way. And I think a certain grave I'm looking for. And yes, we are still looking for the drowning victims, but I'm discovering a lot of history in this cemetery.
There's just a lot of ornate carving, or not carvings, I guess they're cast. I guess there was cast, but some are stone. I mean, some of them are hand carved.
Yeah. Oh, one interesting thing about this cemetery is that it's laid out in streets. Myrtle Street, Hawthorne Street. So all these graves really have an address. It's laid out like a city. Look at this. Banks had it going on. This was clearly a well-to-do family.
Did you notice something, how this lichen, I guess it's lichen, has grown on the bricks here?
Yeah.
I took a picture of that last time I was out here. It's really neat how it's grown on there.
Probably not a rich family. And that was England. J.K. England. Well, if y'all watching this, want to know something about J.K. England, drop it in the comments. See if you can see if there's any history out there. These elegant graves. Martin. Hattie Lou Miller, wife of Roy E. Martin. December 23rd, 1887 to June 14th, 1928. Till the day break and the shadows flee away. Roy Elmo Martin, March 6, 1885, February the 11th, 1948. They loved him most who knew him best. There are so many graves out here. Here we have the Lewises. Willie L. Lewis, wife of James A. Lewis. Born March 12, 1855. Died July 7, 1884. The heart's keen anguish, only these can tell, who've bid the dearest and the best farewell. The parting with our treasure, once our pride, more prized and honored than the world beside. If I am not mistaken, I'm not seeing any kind of information on it here, but
dictating the fact that he was the mayor at one time, you mean?
Well, I'm thinking
this is the wife, obviously.
Yeah.
This mausoleum here, I mean, this monument is her.
Because right in this cemetery is buried the first mayor of Columbus. And the name was Lewis. The only problem is I'm not seeing any mention of mayor.
I assume back in those days, the higher you were on the hills, your status of your wealth.
Probably. Certainly the bigger the monument.
If you look at the graduation of the graves from there, they were just concrete slabs. And then as you get higher, there were marble slabs and then monuments. So.
Yeah. Okay, so we don't know if that was the, if that Lewis was anything to do with the original mayor of Columbus. So I don't want to give false information, but it is a very nice monument. And everybody's just as important as everybody else. So there's some Bickerstaffs. They're a big name in Columbus.
Family, yeah. Well, so is the one behind it, the Swifts.
Yeah.
You know, they founded the Ledger, I think. Well, they didn't found it. I mean, somebody else founded it, but they owned it for the longest time. And then the Mills.
Yeah, they had a lot of mills. In memory of Captain Thomas Berry, who was born in Porthshire, Scotland in the year 1810 and departed his life May 27th, 1866. Wow. Stumbled across this. First of all, look at these graves. George W., son of George and Elizabeth Hardwick, DEA, born in Columbia County, Georgia, September 16th, 1819, departed this life November 26th, 1849, aged 30 years. But look at these, this one's broken. Charles Augustus. Wow. But these are what we wanted to look at. Thomas Ragland, Sarah Ragland, Willie Ragland, Carrie Ragland, Gilmer Ragland, and Albert Ragland, Kate Crowell, Willie Lou Ragland. But these are fascinating in that, like David pointed out before I started rolling, that the relief on these is high. Thomas Ragland, born October 4th, 1798. Died December 18th, 1872. He lived a pretty good long life.
Sure did.
I think, Thomas, you got quite a epitaph on yours. All ye that are about him bemoan him, and all ye that know his name say, how is the strong shaft broken and the beautiful rod? Wow. Born May 3rd, 1806, died June 27th, 1860. Thine eyes shall see the King in his beauty. Willie Ragland, born September 3rd, 1844, died May 5th, 1868. And the list goes on. Oh yeah, open on top.
There might have been something at one time, maybe, and it's just...
Oh no, it's a...
Oh yeah, I see what it is. It's just a... Yeah.
Edward Bell Fishburne, born January 18th, 1801, died April 16th, 1854, at rest awaiting the resurrection. Them which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him.
This family obviously lives somewhere else now, but they maintain these because I've never heard of the Eldridge family locally.
No.
So it must be a family that's moved on somewhere else now. And that's probably why he has an ornate monument, because he was a stonemason.